Hollywood is a dream machine, but in Mulholland Drive, David Lynch transforms that dream into a surreal, haunting nightmare. It's a film where nothing is what it seems, where ambition clashes with identity, and where reality itself seems to fracture. At its heart is a story of Betty Elms, a starry eyed actress with big dreams, and Rita, a woman with no memory of who she is. As they piece together the mystery of Rita's identity, Lynch takes us on a journey that's part psychological thriller, part love story, and entirely unforgettable. But this is no ordinary mystery. It's an exploration of Hollywood's dark side, our dreams, and the lies that we tell ourselves to survive. It's a puzzle that invites every viewer to see something different and leaves you questioning everything long after the credits roll. Welcome to Decoding the Classics, the show where we dive deep into the films that could be called the greatest ever made. I'm Sean Weathers.
And I'm Angus Combe. Today we're attempting to unravel the mysteries of David Lynch's surreal masterpiece, Mulholland Drive, a film that continues to fascinate and confound audiences even decades after its release. But is Mulholland Drive truly deserving of its reputation as one of the greatest movies ever made? Let's break it down and find out.
After the recent passing of David Lynch, we wanted to start off this series by celebrating the man that was one of my favorite filmmakers. He had a unique style that blended surrealism, mystery, and psychological depth. While his filmography is vast, this, in my opinion, is Lynch's most balanced work. Many consider Mulholland Drive to be the pinnacle of his career.
Over 20 years later, Mulholland Drive hasn't just stood the test of time, it's grown in stature. Generations of film lovers and critics continue to discover and dissect its mysteries, earning its spots on countless greatest of all time lists. It's a film that doesn't age, it evolves.
It was named the best film of the decade by the Cahiers du Cinéma and topped the BBC's list of the 21st century's greatest films. Even Roger Ebert revised his initial mixed review, calling it one of Lynch's finest achievements. The film has achieved a rare 91% on Rotten Tomatoes from over 150 reviews.
Lynch's films are polarizing, and Mulholland Drive is no exception. Some audiences were bewildered, others captivated, but what's undeniable is its impact. Over time, it's gained a devoted following and become a touchstone for cinephiles worldwide. On sites like Letterboxd and Reddit, there are thousands of discussions and theories from fans about its meaning, making it a movie that continues to be talked about by dedicated audiences.
Lynch's nonlinear storytelling, dream logic, and blending of genres have inspired countless filmmakers. The way he uses narrative ambiguity has become the blueprint for experimental cinema. It's a masterclass in subverting expectations, breaking down the barrier between reality and fiction, and creating an emotional experience over a literal one. Filmmakers such as Christopher Nolan, Ari Aster, and many more have cited Lynch's influence in their work, using techniques similar to those used in Mulholland Drive to unsettle and challenge audiences.
Peter Deming's cinematography captures the beauty and darkness of Hollywood, and Angelo Badalamenti's score is unforgettable. The sound design, too, is uniquely immersive and unsettling. The film is meticulously crafted, with every technical aspect contributing to its dreamlike, eerie atmosphere. The film was shot on 35mm, enhancing the classic film noir feeling. The editing is also noteworthy, with abrupt cuts and transitions that enhance the dreamy and disjointed feeling that the film creates.
Originally conceived as a TV pilot, it transformed into a cinematic masterpiece. It represents the culmination of Lynch's career-long exploration of dreams, identity, and the darker side of human nature. It was filmed and produced independently, during a period of increased focus on studio control, making it all the more remarkable. It highlights the importance of independent voices in cinema.
This film is a biting critique of Hollywood, the illusions it sells, the dreams it shatters, and the dark truths hidden beneath its glamorous surface. It captures the hopes and disillusionments of an industry and the people who navigated it then and now, making it resonate far beyond its surreal surface.
This film is the epitome of Lynch's unique voice. It defies explanation, yet feels universally resonant. The surreal nature of the film also defies many of the well-established norms and cliches, making it a singular and unique movie watching experience.
Mulholland Drive earned Lynch an Oscar nomination and a Best Director award at Cannes.
Mulholland Drive was not a success at the box office. It made only $20 million on a $15 million budget. The movie garnered most of its revenue through home viewing, showing that it has long-lasting appeal from a dedicated fan base and its cult status.
All right, folks, those were the facts. Now it's time for opinion. Sean, this was your pick, and my question to you is Mulholland Drive the greatest film ever made?
Mulholland Drive is not just a movie, it's motion art. Every frame feels like it belongs in a museum, inviting endless interpretations. It's like a surreal painting that reveals something different to every viewer. At the same time, it's a psychological examination of dreams, how we escape into them, find comfort in them, and use them to excuse our own failures or shortcomings by creating the best versions of ourselves and the best outcome for our lives. It's a murder mystery, a film noir, and a love story, all wrapped in the haunting beauty of Lynch's vision. It leaves you thinking, feeling, and questioning. What more could you ask for from the greatest film ever made?
That's a powerful pitch, Sean. Now the spotlight falls on you. Yes, you. If you're watching this right now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Mulholland Drive deserves to be considered the greatest film ever made? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time as we continue to decode the classics.
What is your take on Mulholland Drive? You said you did like it more on this viewing.
I did, yeah. I mean, I always liked it, but I think I felt like it was kind of, it got a little crazy at the end, and I couldn't really understand it or something, So I
That's
still,
interesting because
yeah,
this is one of his easier movies to follow.
yeah, yeah. Well, for the first two-thirds, for sure, or maybe even three-quarters, and then I just thought, ooh, what's happening? But watching it this time, I felt like I understood it better than ever before.
Mm.
Even though I could see there are different ways to interpret it and it could mean something different to everyone, but it really seemed to make sense to me this time. I really felt it and I loved it. I thought it was really, really good. So I can now understand why someone might call it the best movie or one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah, yeah. I know I definitely liked it more than you did. So that's why when I wrote this, I'm like, I'm not even gonna, ask him, like,
Yeah.
does he want the ending monologue? Because I'm like, listen,
Yeah.
I like this movie more than anyone I know that have seen it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a huge fan of Lynch. I love experimental filmmaking. It's one of my regrets that I haven't watched more experimental filmmaking. And the what's Eraserhead. I love
Oh,
that
yeah.
movie so much, but
Yeah.
you can't really ever consider Eraserhead the greatest movie ever made, but it's a great movie.
Yeah.
And even though I love Lynch, when I looked at his filmography, this is the only movie that could. I mean, most people would disagree with me. I love it, but
Yeah.
even the people that like it may disagree. But this is the only one that could have been part of this show format. So,
Yeah. Well, it's undoubtedly a great movie. And like I said, I'm very pleased to have seen it again. And I'll probably see it again and I'll enjoy it even more. It's one of those movies you just notice more every time you watch it.